Welcome back to episode 4 of the Azure Files. Thank you so much for all the emails we're getting. We're getting a lot of emails. It's really getting tough, but thank you.
Matt, I've seen this t-shirt before.
Yes, I'm sorry. So yes, I did forget to mention this, but I went and got the same one you wore in episode 3. And
could that be because of all the influx of mails that we're getting?
It could be because of that. I thought it really was gonna, be for the ladies, but more of the geek guys are coming after me, saying, "Hey, I can read that." But you know what? It's fine. I really did like the shirt. I think it looks better on me as well.
Okay, so you got a cool t-shirt. Mine's better. As you can see,
let's have a look at your shirt.
Went to Tech Summit a couple of weeks ago, and the really cool thing about this t-shirt is every country that there's a Tech Summit, they got one of those little pins on the country that's in, or the city, and this is in Cape Town.
Wow.
So James, also wore this specifically for you. I hope your Azure spend is going well.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, once again, thank you for subscribing, for those who have, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. So I think, let's get straight into the question that we've got. So we've got Charlene from East London. Charlene, I don't know what you do, but you've sent us 3 emails. But thank you for those emails. And Charlene has a question, and she says that she loves everything about Azure and is a massive fan of the ease of use experiences with it. But she says she's confused by all of the storage options at her disposal. Help me, I quote.
I just want to clarify the question. Fan of Azure, not of Matt.
Well, she could be. Charlene, we don't know. You sent us 3 emails, so...
So let's talk about Azure storage. So that is quite a lot. I know Matt's done a lot of migrations of a lot of on-prem storage units into the cloud, but just like a broad overview. So you get file storage, queue storage, table storage, archive storage, blob storage, managed disk storage, managed disk, unmanaged disk. It's quite a lot. So just as a ballpark, file is for your normal files. Blob is unstructured data. That's like your photos, music, that kind of thing. Not those other photos, just the work photos. Then you get queue storage. That's basically used for non-SQL databases. And then we have table storage, which is in essence used for database. But Matt, you might want to just dive a bit deeper into the storage.
Yeah, so to give you some examples of what I do with storage in Azure is, mainly for if we're doing machine migrations or something that requires quite a lot of IOPS. Then we are going to look at more something structured in the terms of managed disks. So the easiest way to sort of know what you're working with on a virtual machine is to actually assign, attach managed disks initially. So you can get the same sort of look and feel that you would with your normal service before you move them into Azure. The next thing that I like to do is blob storage for archiving. So it is really, really cheap storage in Azure.
So inexpensive storage?
Sorry, inexpensive storage.
We don't do cheap stuff here.
A good way of putting it.
Charlene, unless you want to hook up with Matt, we'll hook you up. Send us another mail.
Leave Charlene alone. But anyway, so like what I do with blob storage is essentially for backup and replication. It is really, really cool to use. So there's a couple of scripts that we can use with mounting blob storage even to local servers, and using them as literally just dumping places for us to go and dump files and archive data that we need to have. And we can also then give permissions to users that need to access these sort of locations. But more particularly, I like it as like a third cloud location. For backups. Often we do a lot of backups, and Azure backup and site recovery is quite awesome, and they utilize blob storage quite a lot, and I think they'll start using archive storage for this pretty soon.
So remember, archive storage is for the data that you don't want to lose, but you don't really need it at the moment.
But I like the fact that I can just go and put 5-10 terabytes in blob storage and forget about it. And if I really need it, I know it's always going to be there. And what's cool is if you're going more into the bigger market, security becomes a big issue with storage. We don't want people accessing our files and data wherever, and to leave data sort of just all over the place it's not best practice. It's really nasty to do that. So what you can go and do is use things like SAS tokens, where you can generate shared access signatures, give them over to your users, and as soon as you don't want a user to access your data, you can then expire it. And that's pretty cool, especially if you're working with a lot of media stuff that you want to put in a location and then you want external people outside your organization to go and access. That's the perfect solution for that. I think you don't need to create things like nasty FTP sites and all of these things that just take up a lot of man hours, building a server, making it available. I think it's literally, it's like file share as a service in Azure. It's there, you can just connect people to it. I think it's pretty cool. The next thing is also page blobs.
Okay.
So if I needed, if we're doing a lot of custom workloads where we want to sort of just spin a server up exactly like this, or we want a disk looking exactly the same, page blobs is ideal for you to go and upload your VHDs and store them in page blobs, because it will store them as disks. And you can use those disks and mount them to any of the servers that you're running in Azure. And I found that feature quite handy, especially doing a lot of migrations where we have to actually manually upload some VHDs because of compatibility errors we got on certain migration tools, which hopefully are sorted out now.
Okay. Charlene, I hope that answers your question. Just when Matt mentioned that number 10 gig, I remember there was this one guy, I think his name was Mr. Gates, we used to know him as Bill. Whoever thought you'd need more than 640k RAM? Really? Whoever thought?
And that is the geeky fact for the week. I think that it's spot on. 640k of memory.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I say, keep sending those requests, keep sending those questions. Maybe we'll hook you up with Matt's t-shirt, or Matt.
Charlene, if you do need some more help, let us know. We will also help you scope some of the storage solutions in Azure. Don't forget to subscribe right over here. Thank you.